I own the 2017 Smart 42453 Cabrio. It's a great little car, but it only came with 2 speakers. I couldn't find any aftermarket fix for that other than tweeters, so I had to figure out what to do for the rest of the stereo. At a motorcycle shop, I discovered the Wet Sounds powered speaker system that's made for ATVs, and I thought I could use that to modify it for my smart car. I went online and discovered there's actually a subwoofer system that goes with this that I thought I could use on my smart. This is what the Surge 6 system looks like unboxed. This is what the AS6 subwoofer looks like unboxed. We're going to start by adding a line-in converter for the speaker wires by removing the stereo. But first we have to remove the adapter and this faceplate to get to the 4 screws behind here so we can pull this out to get access to the wiring bundle. I had trouble removing mine because of all the issue of the first time doing it. I saw it online how to do it. All I gotta do is use a trim tool, stick it up underneath the little panels, pop these 2 here, lift this up, and just pull it away, exposing these 4 screws. I think they're T20s, but we'll see. And pull those out, and the stereo will come out. There's a view of the screws I'm talking about. Here, here, there, and there. Using a Torx T20 head, I remove these 4 screws. With the 4 screws out, just grab the radio. Should be a simple grab. Then we'll wiggle it out and expose you to the wires in the back. I'm going to do is disconnect these wires. There's been much debate about which one of these is the speaker wire. I searched online trying to find out who does what. Unfortunately, the colors change from in here to when they get to the speakers out there. These are the speaker wires I'm talking about. This appears to be some kind of electrical connection. Here are the only ones that I can see that they're altering colors. There's 2 greens, there's 2 browns, so I'm guessing those are the speaker wires. And there's a lot of blanks in there. So more than likely I'm going to tap into these 2 sets of wires. This is the line out converter I bought for this that's going to convert the audio signals into an RCA output. So what I decided to do is to solder the wires into it before I put it in the car. Therefore, it'll be easier for me to deal with when I'm inside there. I changed my mind. Since I'll be gravity feeding these wires down so I can connect them at the bottom, I realized I best not to solder them right now. I'll try to do that later, however way. It'll be easier for me to make my connections to the wiring harness, then feed them down and connect it to the line, the converter, line out converter at the bottom. And there are my wires, all spliced up and ready to go back in. Prayerfully that'll work. Hopefully the battery is not designed to, the radio is not designed to disable when you unplug it. I had the power off, but we'll see what happens. Now the wires are somewhat back to normal, ready to put the radio back in. After I gravity fed the wires from the radio down, I hooked up the line converter. I'm getting ready to see if this thing is going to work when I hit the power up to the soundbar and the sub. Before I started all of this, I ran my positive and negative wires directly to the battery. I fed them both through the firewall, which is located behind the positive terminal. I ran my power on signal wire to a fused adapter that I used on another project that lets the system know that the car is turned on. Quick explanation on my wires. The both positive for the sub and the soundbar went to the positive and negative I ran to the battery. Those wires did work. I ran those down here to the line, the LOC connector, the line out connector converter. Then I ran those wires all the way into, see if I can show it to you here, this coupler, and I put that on a Y splitter. And on the Y split, I put one of them directly to the soundbar, and this other one ran to the sub. So that's how I created two inputs. And this sub actually has a controller right here that controls the input. So later on, I'll adjust the input down there on that so the back speakers can match the front speakers so they won't overpower them. But success. Main point is those wires I hooked up to in behind the stereo are the speaker wires. Back to work. There's a mess of wires down there now. You can hear it now. I don't have tweeters in there yet. You get my back speakers, put the seats, and there's a subwoofer back behind there. Don't have it all up yet. The chair. I am the cyanide that snatch your life while you gasp for air. The echo of the fuck you that boomerangs to hurt your loved ones. See my setup. There's a sub in the back. I don't know if there's light you can see. I gotta fix it that way for now. I put it on this back shelf back here. The chair. I am the cyanide that snatch your life while you gasp for air. The echo of the fuck you that boomerangs. I think it sounds better at ear level, but I don't really want to put it up there. It's gonna sound real nice when I get the tweeters in here. Make a big difference. It almost eliminates the front speakers. Nature of this trunk and the engine underneath, I didn't really want to drill anything in. I'm setting it to where I could get this thing done. So I'm actually glue adhesive tape on Velcro to keep this in place. This unit comes with holes where you can mount legs for this, but since I'm not going to do it that way, I decided to leave them off. I'm going to apply these Velcro strips on all four ends. How I was going to get this thing on there evenly to put them all down on there in the right spot. What I'm going to do is unstick this Velcro, attach the bottom pad on here, and then turn it over, make sure I got it lined up, and set it down. I think that's the best way to do it. Watch carefully as I apply the first one, and you'll see what I'm doing. Line this up carefully, make sure it's straight, and attach it. That came with the Velcro, attach it to it. So it's going to stay in place until I get all four down, then I'll show you how I flip it over. Showing you how to apply these so you won't get your hands caught in all the sticky stuff. Just to peel it back a little bit like this, line it up where you want it. Stick the Velcro down. And you can go back and pull your backing off. Like that. You won't get your fingers stuck in the sticky while you're doing this. Now I'm simply going to take the speaker, get ready to rotate it back around, hold it in place. Don't stick, make sure it doesn't set down. So you get it exactly where you want it. Cord back in it. You want it right about here. You want enough room for the cord to come around and not push it against the back. That cover. Just push it down. I'm gonna let that set for about 15 minutes. That keep this thing from bouncing around. I discovered it does dance around back here by itself when you're playing some bass. So there you have it. It's in place. Won't be going anywhere. And when you take it to the shop, you can just pull it off the Velcro, pull it through there, and put it on the front seat. I'm going to show you exactly where I mounted the Wet Sounds Surge 6 soundbar on a shelf right behind the seats and directly in the middle. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Velcro on this one. To mount this one, I just simply pull that from in between the seats off the shelf and laid it here upside down so I can attach the Velcro strips to it, and then we'll put it back just as we did the subwoofer. Strips on the bar, that one here and there, all 4 of them, and make them equidistant if you can. Again, prepare your strip by pulling that up, attach it to the other Velcro, smooth it down, and pull away. I do this same on the other 3. Comes the fun part. I'm going to take up the bar, rotate it to where I need it, then place it down on the shelf evenly. The speakers even with the edge of the shelf. Be careful to make sure it's even. Let's see, back again. I later installed my tweeters to complete this system. For the test. My sub volume control I mounted up here. Everything else is back in place. Nice set of tweeters with nice chrome ring. I gotta adjust that bar because it's still overpowering the front speakers a little bit. That's the sub. Real well, I gotta actually turn it down. See it thumping. And now my passion fruit is ready to rock and roll.